His gun turret's destroyed. Look at that. Right up here it's red. That gun's out. That's why he's not shooting at me. That's quite wonderful. Well, we're just going to keep on taking advantage of that. And we're going to keep throwing a lot of shells down at you. All of our gun turrets are firing. We've got 5 and then the 2 on the side. The 5 center line, the 2 on the side. This is nice. These ships are working out really well. Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to Bob Plays Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. And so I've been thinking for a while how I want to do this game. I really like this game. It's one of my favorite games. But it takes a long time between turns, a little bit boring. Sometimes some of the fights can be redundant. And I want to make videos, but I don't want to necessarily live stream it just because there's a lot of dull parts. So I'm going to try making a video compilation and showing sort of what we're doing. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to play Japan. We're starting in 1890, and we are playing this on legendary mode. Yes, we are doing the hardest difficulty because, you know, it's fun. And here's the basic plan. We have Japan kind of off by itself over here. It's an island nation, so we don't have to worry so much about land invasions. But we have to control the sea. And we're going to focus on trying to grab all of these islands and maybe try to beat up on China because Japan and China are historic rivals. So, we're going to try and focus on the Southeast Asia area, you know, on the Western Pacific. What we're not going to do is we're going to try not to piss off Russia because Russia's big. We're going to let Russia and Europe fight. We're going to try not to piss off the United States because they're also potentially big. And we don't want to be in a continuous war. We want to only piss off countries that we can fight directly and win so that we're not constantly in a state of war and having the slow economic growth. Because in legendary mode, the opponents get a lot of economic advantages. So that's kind of the strategy. So starting out, we need to keep up our shipyard size because that's going to be important. And that's going to take some time. We need to maximize the transport capacity. I don't care so much about crew training, but I do want to maximize the tech budget. So that's kind of what we're going to do there, because the transport capacity improves our economy and the tech budget improves our advancements. Now, what we're going to generally do, we're going to try and focus on having a small, lean fleet at first, so we can focus on economic growth and try and get ahead on technology. Now, normally I pump all of my bonuses into expanding the naval budget, but we're going to try economic growth instead, just because I think that's going to be, for what we're trying, that's going to be more important. So, as far as research goes, I want to be generalized in my stuff, right? But I want to hurry up and get better 2-inch guns, because those are going to be important for my light ships. I want to hurry up and get better engines, and I want to get better boilers. And that's going to be kind of my short-term. Actually, we're going to go cruiser design, because I want to get bigger cruisers right off the bat. And I want to get some better engines right off the bat. And we're going to try and be somewhat generalized in our development, because when you focus on something, you get a pretty good benefit to that one thing, but everything else suffers. So we don't want to be too drawn back. But I want to hurry up and get the Mark II 2-inch guns, because we're going to use those for peppering light ships. I want to get some bigger cruiser designs as fast as I can, because we're going to use a lot of cruisers, as you'll see here in a minute. And engine speed is important. So, as far as designs go, we want to focus on 3 main things. The first thing is, early on we have a certain amount of naval budget. Actually, let me show you guys here real quick. These load times are such a killer. We have a certain limited amount of naval budget, and in the launching turns, so we have naval funds 283 million. Our first batch of ships is instant. So what we're going to do is we're going to build some battleships right off the bat, because those are going to be the slowest to produce. And we're going to focus on 3 main types of ships. I want big, tough battleships to just spank things. And then I want probably some sort of light cruiser to hunt down enemy light ships. Hunt down enemy torpedo boats and whatnot. And then I might build some torpedo boats for hunting down enemy transports and doing interdiction. The torpedo boats will have a really long range. The cruisers should probably have a long range. The battleships are going to actually be more coastal defense. So here's how we're going to do this. I want to make the battleships as big as possible, displacement-wise, so that as I get upgrades, I can expand them. So we're going to minimize the beam and draught, and this way we can stack out our displacement. We'll set this to 11,000. There we go. So this makes the battleship as long as possible. Our battleship has an optimum speed of 18 knots, which would be wonderful. I don't think we're going to get it, though. But you never know. We might. Let's get our front tower up here. It's interesting. We can put our front towers in these little nooks. We'll put the front tower here for now. Can we get 18 knots? It's gonna be doable. We want to have our funnels. So let's see. So the standard funnels, 128 tons for 6 funnel capacity. This is 141 for 6.5, 154 for 7, and 250 for 10. So this is about 25 tons per funnel capacity, and this is, oh, I can't math right now. What, 20 tons per funnel capacity? Is that correct? Now, the problem is if we want to go 18 knots, we're going to be limited. We're probably going to need to use these double funnels. And I don't think we're going to be able to. We could stack 2 of those. This would be 94% engine efficiency. I think we're going to have to stack those. 85% engine efficiency is not bad at 18 knots. That's not awful. And then we'll get a good secondary tower. I'd love to cram the secondary tower in here, because then we could do some funny business with the secondary guns, making like a barbette gun turret. For main guns, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try and grab that little deal there, and if we do a 9-inch gun, can I stick it on top of that? No, we can't. Womp, womp, womp. Let's see, can we do anything cool with, because it's not going to let us do any of these barbette. Sometimes you can cheese it by doing a little barbette and having a barbette up there. We could put a 9-inch gun up top. That's not bad. And then we're going to go take our 9-inch gun and we're going to make it a little bit bigger. But if we get rid of that, then that becomes not allowed. Which is interesting, because we can stack these other barbettes up. Because what I kind of want to do is I kind of want to take some of these little 2-inch guns and just kind of pepper. I'm more concerned about small ships than big ships. And so we can have little anti-torpedo boat guns. Because this is going to be a reasonably fast, at 18 knots, it's reasonably fast. We go Citadel, we'll get some barbettes. Now here's the kicker, this iron plate. If we go to compound, that's not bad. All right. And we can do the enhanced reloading, makes it a little heavier. Let's go increased ammo, heavy ammo. All right. What I'd really like to do is I'd really like to have my 9-inch guns mounted on one of these little turrets, but I don't think it'll let me. And if I take this off, then that becomes invalid. And that's sad. And it's not going to let me do any of those. It might let me do something like this. Let's see if I can pop it up there. No, it won't. Which is unfortunate. Oh, I could put that right there. Oh, check this out. If I put this here, there we go. Then I can put a little 2-inch secondary gun right in the middle. We want these 2-inch guns to be a little bit bigger. Can we... Alright, so we're going to have to kind of adjust how these boys work. I'm going to put them like that. Maybe we take these a little further back. So they have an okay arc of fire. They've got a good arc of fire. So this way we can defend from small craft, but that's kind of heavy up on the front. And then we get one of these barbettes for the back. And let's go put these 9-inch guns in the back. I wonder how big of a gun I could put on here. If I put like a 12-inch, we totally could. I mean, we could go... Let's compare these two. Oh, that's another 9. No, we want to do 12-inch. There we go. Let's compare if we maximize out these 12-inch guns. Alright, so the 12.9-inch guns have a long range. We're never going to hit anything that far away. But 5,000 meters is 2.4% to hit. And at 5,000 meters, they're garbage. So 2.4 to hit, and then 9 at 2,500. So these 12 inches are a lot better. Alright, so we're going to... Can we swap... I wonder if we take you... And there we go. So we've got two big honkin' guns. And then what we want to do is we want to put some more of these secondary guns. Kind of like that. Now they probably got too much forward weight offset. Now we can do this. I need to ratchet back the... That's still forward weight offset too much. So how are we going to deal with this? This is a little bit too much. What we could do is with this little turret here, because this lets everything else work, we could take you away. We could put you back. Have you go back. And then maybe I can sneak that in there. There we go. Now we're being cheesy. Now we take this little 2.9 and we'll put it right there. Look at that, baby. Aft is only a 0.3 now, so this is good. This is good, and we're getting close to our tonnage. Now the pitch and roll and all that is awful. But I mean, let's face this is these are early garbage dreadnoughts. Not even dreadnoughts, a pre-dreadnought. You put some gun up there, and I probably ought to have. How's my armor looking? I mean, the armor's not great. We could do some casemate guns. And just stack up all these guns. And alright, so this is a little bit. So let's start. Let's try and balance this out a little bit if we can. Can I fit any secondary guns anywhere? Oh, I can. I can put some right there. Look at that. Oh, that's kind of nice. Except, realistically, we're going to want to take this guy and have him facing out. Because in the future, when we make these barrels longer, it's going to get pissed off at us. So we're going to turn that out. There we go. So that's pretty balanced. Now maybe we can screw with it by cramming some more. Let's see if we can angle this a little bit. Can we put something up over here? No, it's not gonna. No, it doesn't want to let us put anything up there. And I mean, this is pretty good. Now, what we can also do is with. Oh, are you gonna be weird? There we go. So with these guns, I could take these, and if I put them instead there, that puts it to 0.1. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's probably about as good as we're gonna get. Because if we start messing with like the aft belt or something, that's gonna make a mess of things. We could try creeping them forward just a little bit more. Boom. Perfect. Alright, so now this is a balanced ship. How fast are you going? You're going 18 knots, which is good. So not great, it's good. We can cut the range down and save a lot of tonnage. Or we can, which then kind of screws up what we had going on here. So having the extra tonnage helps with I think realistically we want to this is going to mostly be used for coastal defense. We're going to keep the range kind of limited on this. 4,000 kilometers still not bad. And we can adjust those guns here in a minute. Let's see if we can increase our main belt. I'd love to get it up to 10. So there we go. And let's get the conning tower kind of big if we can. Oh, wait, do we have heavy shells, increased ammo? We've got high explosives. Yeah, that's pretty good. All this looks pretty solid. All right, so this is going to be... I wonder how big we can make the conning tower. Now, what we could also do is we can increase the main deck to start lowering our pitch and roll. And that's also going to be helping us against plunging fire, which we're not going to really run into that much at the ranges we're going to be fighting at. So it's mostly just helping us with stability. Inner deck. That's going to help a little bit. Whoops. That's going to sort of screw with us a little bit. So we're going to take that. We're going to take these guns. And we're going to move them back to where we had them originally. To try and... There we go, to balance it out. There we go, baby. That's pretty solid. So this is turning out to be a pretty solid ship. And then we're just going to kind of creep in a little more deck armor. And this is a balanced ship that doesn't completely suck. It's got an okay engine efficiency. It's not great, but it's okay. The pitch and roll are about as good as we're going to get for 1890. It's got compound armor, which is pretty good. It's got decently, it's got the best guns we can put on, the 12.9-inch guns. And these are going to be okay-ish. They'll hit the snot out of things. And we've got a whole bunch of these little 2-inch guns just to piss things off. And because we maximized our length of the ship, then... by minimizing the beam and draught, later on we can increase these if we need more tonnage. So I think this is going to be our main ship. Now, what the hell are we going to call... I don't know anything about Japanese names other than like the Yamato and the Musashi, but this is not cool enough to be a Yamato. So, this is going to be our command ship, so we're going to call it a Shogun. What the heck did I just hit? Okay, I don't know what I hit, but I pissed off the game a little bit. Is that even how you spell Shogun? Let's go look on my phone. I have no idea how to spell. I really suck at Japanese stuff, don't I? Alright, let's see here. Let's go look on my phone and ask Google. Shogun. Yeah, S-H-O-G-U-N. Alright, good enough. So this is going to be our Shogun. It's going to be our command ship. And I tell you what, this is a pretty sexy looking ship. For an 1890 ship, this thing's pretty badass. So... we are going to save this. Boom. All right. So, what the plan is we're just going to build a lot of these starting out, because our lighter ships, we can build faster later on, and this will be a good start. So I've got $283 million worth of ship that I can buy. So, and these are 65 million apiece. So, unfortunately, that means we can build like 4. That's not a lot of ships. That is not a lot of ship, but 4 ships is what we got. That's what we're going to do. As far as fine, we got 21 million left. I think we leave it as is because I'm already running at a negative monthly balance while I try to build stuff up. And which means I'm going to have to reduce my tech budget until we get more transports, which is good enough. I should build some lighter ships. So let's see what we can do as far as some light cruisers just to go and harass things. I could build some torpedo boats just to go screw with things, and that would be okay. A hybrid light cruiser, that looks dumb. Look how short it is. And even if we, whoops, wrong button. Even if we go take that to the minimum, there's only going to be enough room for like one crappy funnel, and that's not going to get us anywhere. So that's out of the picture. If we go with a regular light cruiser, this things have a maximum speed or an optimum speed of 20.5 knots. And we could take that up a little bit. 3,000. So if we go 20.5 knots, and we have a front tower, it's a very painful front tower, and let's go take a if we put like a dual barbette thing there, I can only put 2 up front, and that's this thing's kinda heavy. 45 tons. Or we could do something like that, and we could put 2 of them like that, saves some weight. Or we could put in bigger guns. I mean, let's go compare the efficiency of these 2 guns. So if we maximize their size, because the game makes it a lot more accurate at those sizes. So the 7.9 at 2,500 meters, a 2.3 accuracy, and it's a 1.3. So the 7.9 is a much beefier gun, but it's heavy. And if we're going to be, the job for this thing's going to be hunting down small stuff. So we don't really need the big ass gun. We can go with these 4.9s, so they're going to be fine. Let's see, 70 for 7, which is 10 tons per capacity, 64 per 6. So this angled funnel is better. Ultra enhanced, 95 for 11. So that's even better still. 81 tons for 10. So we're going to go for these. And we're going to do a few of those. Oh, look at that engine efficiency. We could do 3 of these and make this thing go really fast. Get our secondary tower. Can we put a little barbette there? Put that there. And then we need a barbette in the back. Is it not going to let us do that? I think we're having trouble. Alright, so if we put the barbette, so we can put a barbette here and then put it down there. Alright, so there we go. Let's try this again, because it didn't quite line up right. Alright, so do the barbette here. Do the barbette there. Main gun. Main gun. Main gun. Although I think I would rather stick you there, get the better firing angle, and alright, so let's see here. We go enhanced reloading, heavy shells, extra shells. So we've got lots of ammo. This would definitely be a gunboat. And 5 of the 4-inch guns makes for pretty good broadside. I could pull some funny business and try and stack up the try and stack these up on the sides. I could do something like that, actually, if I want more. I'll give it a lot more oomph. Let's see if we take these and park them back just a little bit. There we go, perfect. So it's perfectly balanced. We need some main belt. I guess that's as good as it's gonna get. And the main deck, that puts a lot of aft weight, doesn't it? Alright, so we can shift these. Shift these forward a little bit. Can we... Ah, crap. I messed that up. I gotta do it on this side. I mean, that's not awful. We have some, can we conning tower a little bit more? That's not bad. And we could try and superstructure a little bit, or we could try and increase the engine speed. If we go 21. Alright, so that's... Now here's the dilemma on this thing. We can make it faster and a better hunter if we reduce the range. That kicks down the range, that kicks down the tonnage quite a bit. And then we can get up to like 23 knots if we drop down some... I'm kind of thinking... Oh, we need some Citadel also. So this is going to really start 22.5. I mean, that's not bad right there. We could drop the aft belt a little bit. I mean, we could do something like that. Aft weight offset. We could take the... If we take this guy and Scooch him back just a bit. That gives him much better firing arc. We really do want that firing arc. No, that's no good. What if we just start... Oh, this doesn't... These guns don't have any armor. That really does it, doesn't it? Oh, that really... Yeah, that inner belt, or the inner deck really does, works a number there. And we do something like that, and that's pretty good. This is going to be kind of our patrol ship. It's really sort of what it is. It's not great, and it's not bad. It's just sort of... It's like our Coast Guard, basically. It's just a gunship to go take out, you know, torpedo boats and things like that. So... I think we're good with this. I think this is as good as we're going to get. At least for right now. It's reasonably fast. It's reasonably efficient. It's... Yeah, I know what we got. Alright, so this is going to be our... I'm just going to call it our patrol ship. I don't have a good name for it. We're just going to call it patrol. I don't know what the Japanese name is for patrol. So, this is 8 million. And so we're going to build, I guess, 2 of these. Because I don't think we have enough money to build 3. And they cost a little more than I'd like. But I think this is... Yeah, that's what we got. 2 patrol ships and 4 battleships, and that's our fleet. And then we can go into... We can select which port we want these to be in, which it doesn't really matter. These can... Tokyo can only hold 34,000. You know what we ought to do? We ought to put these in 2 different groups. We ought to put... we're going to put 2 of these in Tokyo. And we're going to put 2 of these in... I don't know where I want to put these. We'll put these in North... yeah, put these in like the North Honshu, wherever that is. Oh wait, but this is all... I don't know where these provinces are. Let's go take a quick look. So, we want to have... So here's Tokyo, so we got 2 of them here. We want to have 2 of them in, realistically, here in Marizu. That's because that's the Sea of Japan. So put these 2 in... Except I don't know which... Do these make any... Oh, here we go. North Honshu. So that's... Alright, so North Honshu. Right here. And then think the last two we put probably these Okinawa Islands down here, just to kind of keep an eye on things, on Naha. And that is going to be how we're going to set it up. Alright, so what we're going to do next, since I'm going to have to cycle through a bunch of turns. We got our monthly balance a little bit. We need to adjust our tech down a little bit, just so we're not losing too much money. Because we only have 4 million in naval funds. We don't want to run out. Actually, we're going to run a budget surplus. So our tech budget sucks, but we're building up transports, and over the course of a few turns, we're going to build up our transport capacity and build up our economy. So let's give that a try. Alright, so it's updating, building new ships. Yeah, this takes a while. Suez Canal is accessible. We don't care about anything that's happening over there. Yep. You Europeans can just kind of do your thing. All we care about is what's going on in our neck of the woods. So if we look at our finances, monthly balance is now 12 million. So we can start jacking up our tech budget. And there we go. And then we're going to go. These guys are building a bunch of stuff. And this is the problem in the early game, is it just takes a while. Alliance trade agreements, we don't care about that. People of Greece, go get them, Greece. And so here we go. We're doing a little bit better, so we'll just keep creeping up the tech budget. And our research, small guns, going to be 2 more turns for our Mark II guns. And just cruising on along. Yeah, we don't care about the Spanish Empire. And this will give us our Mark II guns, hopefully. Okay, we got our triple expansion steam engine. We got a bigger light cruiser. We got the better 2-inch guns. Alright, so now at this point, I mean, we can keep powering through the light guns, which is really useful, especially till we get to the Mark II 4-inch guns. And maybe that's what we ought to do. The cruiser design is kind of important so we can get better, I want to get better standard cruisers, because we're going to probably do a lot with cruisers. This other stuff's all important too. These guns, getting to the Mark II 4-inch guns will be important for our small ships, because there's a huge difference between the Mark I and the Mark II. Just look at these Mark II-inch guns. I guess it doesn't show the stats, does it? Can we look at ship design? So if we view the existing battleship, and where are our guns? Here we go. So we've got these. We have a lot of 2-inch guns. Look at these things. So we've got 2,500 meter range and 2.1% accuracy, and then on the 2.9 there, right? So if we were to refit, these automatically all get upgraded to Mark II-inch guns, and now these are 3% accuracy. So these are way, way better. So getting those better guns makes a big difference. But I don't think I want to do this yet because we're not at war with anybody. I don't want to just be throwing a bunch of money away. So what I think we're going to do is we're just going to go build up our economy. We're at 123% on the transport capacity. And so we're just going to we're going to get that built up and maximize that first before we do any major expenditures and keep working on our tech. So I think the plan for right now is the cruisers are nice. I want to get better standard cruisers, better heavy cruisers. There's so many things that I need to do though. I'd really love to have the better cruisers because they're going to be super useful. And so we're just going to keep on working on our stuff for a little bit longer. Alright, so we're just going to keep on chugging away. We have better torpedoes. Don't care about any of that stuff. We're just going to max out our tech. And we're just going to play it nice and chill. We don't want to get into fights with anybody yet. Greece looks like it's doing pretty well. And we're just don't mind little old Japan. Alright, so China's increasing its budget. So we can increase our budget, but that'll reduce our GDP. Our fleet's sufficiently strong, or we can increase our GDP. I'm going to take the risk and start increasing the GDP, and let's see how bad this screws us. So right now, we're at negative 331,000 on our monthly naval budget, and so that hurts us a little bit. But if we look at our finances, our economy's growing a little bit, so we're just going to keep on. Let's see if this number here improves. There we go. We're already, because our economic growth, we're already improving. And so this is where I think the economic growth, focusing on economic growth, is what we have to do. There we go. So we're in the positive. During our naval exercise, have an engine breakdown. So we can lower our GDP and raise our naval budget. But I don't want to hurt our relations with the US because I don't want to piss them off. And I really don't want to screw our GDP. So we're just not going to worry about it. And let's check out our research here. So these are going really slow. Our small guns are cruising along pretty good. What I think I'm actually going to do is, once I get to the next level of cruiser design and engine, I'm probably going to cut those out. And just keep on chugging along. Let's see here. Large industrialists, redistribution of government. Don't like that. We can do that. Let's focus on improving our GDP. And Russia's trying to provoke us, but I'm not too worried. Hello, Lucas. You gonna sit with me? You're a good dog. And I really don't care what the politics are with these guys. So I'm not ready to get into a fight with anybody yet. So we're just going to keep increasing our capacity. So I'll skip ahead once this is all kind of maxed out. Alright, so we're in 1892 now. We've skipped ahead. Our economy's growing. We finally maxed out our transport capacity, which is very difficult if we're at war, so we had to get this done. We've got a profit now. We're going to go and build some more shipyard. This time we'll max it out. It'll take us a couple of years, but that's okay. And we're also building some ships for Argentina, which will take a little time. We're making a nice profit for that. And we're a few months away from our Mark II 4-inch guns, which is going to be nice. Engines are coming along nicely. We completed our induced boilers, which is going to be really nice for making our ships more efficient. We're not quite ready to upgrade them yet. We're also working on improving our relations with Russia because we don't want to fight them because they're big, and we want them to be focusing on dealing with Europe, because at some point we're going to want to go to war with Japan and kick their butt, and maybe we're going to want to take some of the Spanish stuff because Spain has all these nice juicy islands down here that we would like to take. So we're going to just keep on marching along, increasing our research. I want to get whatever the next level of engine is, and then I'll probably start smoothing it out. Once I get the 4-inch guns, that's the real dilemma. Do I focus on general technology, or do I keep powering through until I get Mark III 2-inch guns or Mark III 4-inch guns? You know, do I keep on just pushing through all this? Because there's definitely a big difference. Or do I focus on the big guns, which big guns level up slowly? You know, I could focus on hitting the big guns, try and get the Mark II 12-inch guns, which would be really important. And that might be what we do next. So I think we're going to focus on the big guns. We'll get the Mark II 4-inch guns, and we're going to chill out with these for a little while and try and get the Mark II 12-inch guns, because those will be important. So that's what we're going to do next, and we're going to keep on chugging along. Alright, we have a problem. The Chinese have sent us an ultimatum demanding financial compensation for our discovered acts of espionage. Now, I don't know if we're spying or not, but we got some options. We can agree to their demand because our fleet is not yet ready to fight, which, let's face it, it's not ready to fight. We can refuse, and we'll probably end up going to war. We can make a counter-offer, try and get on more favorable terms. So that's the tough question. We definitely don't have enough of a fleet, and they're going to start nailing our stuff. The money's not that big of a deal, but we need to start building. We need to start building ships. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to make the counter offer. I want to buy a little bit of time because I need to upgrade the battleships and get our guys ready to go. And we might even go for the well, we're going to try and negotiate more favorable terms. Alright, so we have, like I said, we have a problem. Now, our new engines aren't ready yet, our big guns aren't ready, but we do have our small guns, and we have better armor quality than we had before. And we have our induced boilers. So what we can do is we can go into our Shogun design, and let's see what happens if we refit this. Now we can go and change the compound armor to nickel steel, which that drops a couple hundred tons. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit. We can go to induced boilers, which makes a huge difference on our efficiency and our speed. That's a big deal. We can go to gun cotton, which This will be a lot better than what we had before. We have the base fuse or the nose cap. Now the nose cap will do more high explosion damage and more fire, so which is what we want. We want to blast them. We have the Mark II guns, which is better. Now our main guns are still lagging behind. It's going to be a 2-month refit, which isn't bad, and we could crank on a little more armor. And this might be our best option, just to get these ships going. Now, the other thing we could do is we could try to crank up the speed. We want more armor, more speed. 18 knots is a very pedestrian pace. It's not a great speed. Let's see, if we go 19 knots, I could do that. 20 knots, do that. 21 knots, that's a bridge too far. 20.5, no. But we can go 20 knots, which is pretty good. In my previous playthroughs, China's always been a little bit slow on their engines. And so I think the 20 knot speed is going to be important. Now, we could also start... what's our maximum... I'm not sure what our maximum displacement is. We could try to... add more drought. So 32 and 33. But if we take this to a 0, that starts improving things. So no, we don't want to do that. That starts causing a little bit of trouble. Let's see. So we could start taking this down. Now, if we go all the way up here, we're going to gain a lot of... We could just simply move these gun turrets here, because that's going to give us a lot of buoyancy, and it gives us 400 tons to work with. Over here, we're at barely anything. So, yeah, we're gonna make the ship deeper. This goes 400 tons. So let's take those off, and let's get around the other side. There we go. So this is actually pretty nice. Now we could start trying to widen the ship up a little bit and make things even more stable. And this is looking pretty nice. I mean, we're eating up some of our tonnage, but we're making the ship a lot more stable. What happens if we just make the beam a 0? Man, this is becoming a very stable ship. Look at that. Do we want to start... Can we widen it further? Probably not. We're going to start going overweight. I mean, we could. So maybe instead of adding armor, maybe we just widen the ship, make it a bigger, chunkier ship. This is going to affect our fields of fire on these guns, so we'll have to move the placement of these guns. But that's okay, so we can just take that off. And I put you here. And do like Do like that. Can we... That's pretty good. That stabilizes the ship. Maybe we take these and we put that out there. And maybe we take these and put it like that. That's not bad. I mean, this is not bad at all. Now, I don't have any like the range finders or anything that I really need. It's a 3-month refit that makes my ship a lot more stable. You know, fixes all those problems. And then what we can do is we can start just cranking up the belt armor a little bit. I don't think I can go any further. So we got some belt armor. And then I think can we do the inner deck? We can do the inner deck a little bit. That's not going to really help that much. But it helps a little bit. There we go. Perfect. 0.1% aft wave offset. We got awesome engine efficiency. We're faster now. This is a totally, totally different warship. Totally different warship. And so we're going to do this. And this buys us, we got nice range now. We're super stable. This buys us the time we need. So we're going to save that. All right. Then the next thing we need to do is let's look at the patrol ship. This guy, let's go refit you and see what we can do. First off, we want to induce the boilers. That's already too heavy. But if we go with induced boilers, where'd my components go? If we go with induced boilers, we can take a lot. We could take this gun turret, or we could take this off. We got plenty of efficiency now. Go for nickel steel. Go for gun cotton. Nose fuse, just make all of the same improvements that we made before. Try and make that a little bit better. And we might be able to increase the, maybe not. We can make that a little bit bigger, get more range out of it. Maybe take the beam to 0. Nah, we're not getting away with that. So we're going to keep this a narrow ship. If we took it to 0, rolls a 43. It doesn't really help me that much, but this is pretty good. I mean, the roll's still a 45, but before it was 47. All right, so it helps a little bit, but not too much. We have this forward weight offset we need to fix. So we can move these back. So that kind of balances that out. I guess we could try and beef up the deck a little bit. There's not really a whole lot I can... Or what I can do is I can beef up the armor. So that's not awful. You know, this will make it a more efficient ship. Can't really go any faster. This design, I really don't think I can squeeze up any faster, but it's okay. This isn't really going to be hunting anything down. This is our first generation patrol ship. We're just going to refit these because they're already good to go. And then I'll probably... Oh, you know what we could do? We could add 2-inch casemate guns. And I don't know if I can... I don't know if these extra guns are worth it. So we've got the 2.9s. We could... So that balances it. We need to drop some tonnage, though. I don't know if it's practical for us to do this or not. I mean, we could do this. It gives us some light guns. These guns here are... They're going to be really good up close. 2.7% at 2,500 meters, whereas these are... I don't know if they're necessary. I mean, they're okay, though. It's probably worth it for me to have the extra guns, just to be a little more shooty. And the armor's not that big of a deal. I mean, it sort of is, but it's... if these things get hit, they're going to get splattered anyway. It's a 2-month refit. I think we're going to go for it. Alright, so if we look at where we're at, we've got a shipbuilding capacity of 61,000 tons. We're using up 25,000 of it. We need to start refitting our ships. So we are going to refit. These are 13,000 each. It takes 3 months. So if we proceed with those two, we've got less than 10,000 left. So we're going to go and refit these here. And that's about as far as we can push it. And we're going to creep along and hope that we don't end up in trouble. Alright, well, we bought as much time as we could. Chinese are pissed again. I could agree to their demand and spend a bunch of money. 10% of what I have. It's not the end of the world. I could refuse to comply, and we're probably going to go to war. I can make a counter offer. I need a couple more months to make things happen, but realistically, the Chinese are looking for an excuse to fight. I already have 12 unrest. I don't really want to let it get too high. I think we gotta go for it. So here we go. And I guess we're not at war yet, so we want to improve our politics with Russia, because I want to try and get Russia to be an ally, because Russia doesn't like Japan either. And we're almost finished refitting our ships. We have plenty of tonnage available, so let's see if we can refit the last ship. So they're in good shape. So all of my patrol ships are done. These guys are done. We're refitting. It'll be 2 months. This guy will be 3 months. And then I think what we need to do is we need to build as many light cruisers as I can for patrolling the waters. That's probably going to be the fastest way for us to do it. And then once we build our light cruisers to defend what we've got, then we'll build some torpedo boats to mess with their shipping. I think that's the plan. So I've got 20,000 tons of shipbuilding available. Got plenty of money. So 20,000 tons. I can't build that. I have to build this and upgrade, and it's not worth the time to design stuff. So 3,000 each. So 3, 6, 9, 12. And we're just going to double check, make sure my math's not off. Yeah. So I've got, let's go build another couple ships. There we go. That's the sweet spot right there. And if we look on our world map, I think we're going to build them right here in Maizuru, in the North Hansu area. So Maizuru, there we go. We're going to build them right there to patrol that area. And we'll have the other guys online soon. And I think what we need to do is I think we need to take the ships that we do have. So if we can't move those guys yet, we can move these guys. And I think we want to move them. That's not what I want to do. I think we want to move these guys down here. Just so we can start causing trouble for them. Yeah, so these two battleships are going to be a little bit longer. And the other guys are ready. And then we have our reinforcements coming in 10 months. So that's what we got. All right. How's our research coming along? 2 more months for 13-inch guns, which is totally not what I wanted. I want to build up my 12-inch, but whatever. All right. Engines, multiple expansion. Yeah, that's going to take a while. All right, so it's going to take 53 months if I don't do it. All right, so we're just going to keep on chugging along. We got plenty of money. We should be fine. Let's see how this works out. All right, we have managed to finish building all of our cruisers, and we have some new research. We have better engines, we have better boilers, we have better special machinery, we have rangefinders finally. Oops, that's the turret mechanism. Where's my rangefinder? There we go, rangefinders. So we finally have some rangefinders, and for some reason China still hasn't declared war on us yet. So we're going to take this chance to upgrade our ships one more time while we can. So we're using the best armor we can use. Oh, we can hit refit here. So We can do some torpedo protection. I don't know if we have the tonnage for that, though, is the problem. That's gonna be a little dicey. Now we have the brown powder, or we have the white powder. White powder is way better, I think. So we're gonna do white powder. We're gonna do the rangefinder, and I don't think we can do anything with torpedo. I mean, that would be great if we could do it, but then we'll have to shed something. I don't know what we can shed. I guess we could shed some armor, but I don't know if I really want to shed any armor. So now we've got this Steam Basic, so we can go this multiple expansion. Now we can fit it. There we go. Boom. This is turning into an amazing, amazing ship. And so we're still doing the nose fuse. We've got the gun cotton's as good as we're going to get. So we're doing as good as we're going to do there. And let's see if we can creep up our belt. 11.5 inches. Let's see here. That's not going to work. I think this is as good as we're going to get. And this is pretty darn good. Yeah, I think we're solid. All right, so I think I have enough time to refit this before we end up in war. So our guns are going to be a little bit more accurate. Our engine's a little bit more efficient. And we have that torpedo protection, which is going to be a big deal. Don't have double bottom holes yet, but that's okay. And we don't have reinforced bulkheads. No, but this is good enough. All right, so we're going to save that. And then we're going to go look at the patrol ship, which I should have just clicked through the menu there, but I wasn't paying attention. And then we start refitting the ships, and hopefully we can get this done before China goes to war with us. Here's our patrol ship. We're going to view that, and when we upgrade our patrol ones, we're just going to skip them right past these and go straight into the better. I guess this doesn't get torpedo protection. Go with the white powder. Get the rangefinders. Yeah, this is good. And we don't get any better citadel, so this is as good as that's going to get. And we have some tonnage that we can use up. I don't think we can go any faster. I can use up a lot of... it's not that much. It's not that bad. So I can get some armor, but I don't really have... Or I can start creasing the range. Oh, 23. That's going to kick me over. I think the range is probably more useful than the... Yeah, I think the range is where we want to do it. And what's that? Oh, that deck armor. That messes with my pitch, doesn't it? Oh, that's interesting. That is very interesting. I did not realize that. Let's go and increase the armor a bit. That's not bad. Alright, I think that's pretty good. It's not great, but it's pretty good. That's going to be our patrol ship. And we'll go refit a bunch of this stuff, then I think we're ready to fight whenever the Chinese finally get pissed off at us. Alright. Let's continue, let's start refitting these guys. And we'll prioritize the battleships first, just because they're going to be the most important to get that torpedo protection. We have all of our tonnage available for rebuilding this stuff, so we're in good shape. So we're going to go for the battleships first. It's going to take 2 months. And that leaves us with about 9,000 tons. So we're going to refit 2 of these and not push the limits. And then once we get these guys refitted, then we'll position them around our neighborhood and get ready to fight. Alright, so our fleet is now fully upgraded. We've got 4 battleships, and we have, what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 light cruisers. So that's not bad. So let's see what we got. I want to make sure that we have some of our guys stationed. I want to make sure I have at least 3 of them stationed around key areas. Because these guys are going to probably screw with me. And so we'll put probably 3 of these guys up here to cover like Northeast Asia. Not that I think anybody's really going to and then we're going to put the rest of you guys down here. I want to leave 3 in Tokyo. A lot of these guys just have all these defects. Look at all these defects. Holy crap. Alright, well. So. There we go. This will spread our guys around. And then we're going to make sure that all of our people are doing sea control. And we're going to make sure that auto adds crew. We've got plenty of crew. Now we're running negative. I got to expand my economy still. But we're growing at 8%, 8.8%. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Actually 8% is probably pretty good. So, alright, here we go. Let's just keep on researching. Eventually we'll get bigger guns. Eventually we'll get bigger heavy cruisers. And we just keep on chugging away. And let's see what the Chinese do. Well, I guess it's just a matter of time before it's going to happen. Somebody killed somebody else, and they're accusing us of doing it. Doesn't matter if it happened or not. And they're asking for war. We could try and avoid it and pay them a lot of money. I'm not paying them a lot of money. Our fleet's ready. So this is probably the best chance we're going to have to fight and win. So here we go. Game on. We're not going to sell you anything. So yeah, so we are now at war. Now the nice thing is that it increases our monthly balance of stuff. Now one of the things we need to do while we're at war is we need to jack up our transport capacity because they're going to start blasting our ships. And so we need to defend against that. So our research is going as well as it's going to go. Our fleet's doing as well as it's going to do. I'm tempted to make some torpedo boats to cause some trouble, but I want to kind of wait a little bit and see how that's going to go. So let's see how this engagement's going to go first. They've got a ship out here, or they've got a fleet out here. They've got a bunch of cruisers. Got a lot of stuff. Now if we could take those out, where are they heading? Can I see where they're heading? They're going somewhere. Except I don't have a good... Oh, they're heading up here. Alright, so let's go and... I wonder if we can intercept them and just take these guys out. That would be a pretty decisive win if we can do that. So let's see if we can just take them out. Alright. Here we go. So, the Russians are happy with us. They think we're awesome. We could work together as allies. I am always hesitant about becoming allies. Just maybe it comes from my old Masters Orion days. But whenever you become an ally, you end up in constant wars with all their enemies. So I think that we're going to hold off for a minute. And let's see what happens. So, alright, so China's losing transports in East Asia. Well, that's good. That means my ships are doing some work. I guess we didn't intercept them, but we've got a couple of convoy battles. So we've got this right here. We got 4 of my light cruisers against some of their bigger dudes. What do we? So we're defending our transports, and then we've got this right here, where we're defending our transports. Oh wow! So they're really going after our stuff. So these guys are green, and my guys are cadets. So they're going to have a bit of an advantage because we haven't really been spending money on training. This is going to be a little bit of a trial by fire. And this may be a little bit rough. So 4 of their heavy cruisers versus 5 of mine. Or... four versus some lighter stuff. I'm thinking this is probably going to be a better... They've got a big freaking gun on them. They've got a lot of guns on their ships. Look at that. So they've got 3 7-inch guns, some 5-inch guns, 6 5-inch guns, and 12 smaller ones. They outgun us. And their little ships also... their guys outgun us. And it's hard to tell how good their armor is, because their armor just says 0 to 10.2 inches, but that could be the armor on the gun turret. Alright, I guess we're going to see how it goes. Alright, so my guys versus their guys, we got 9 transports to defend at night time. So we're going to group our guys up. And it says they're to the southwest. I'm going to avoid torpedoes. And why are we... Did they change how the interface works? We don't want to... Oh, I don't want to automatically change the group leader. I want to go ahead. Why can't I change? I don't want to be screening anybody. No, I want to sail. Can I not did they change did they change how this all works on me? Alright, let's figure out how do we alt right click on water. Why are you guys not avoiding? Why are my guys not moving? There's something messed up with this we're going 11 knots. We're all at 100% fuel. So why can I not control my ships? There's something really messed up here. What's going on? To the southeast. I want to control my ships, please. It'd be very nice. I would really enjoy being able to control my ships. Why can I not... Here, we're going to detach everybody. And reattach people. Sure would be nice if I could control the ships. This is really frustrating. What's going on with you guys? Are you just screwed up? Let's avoid torpedoes. Let's do a normal formation. Here, let's see if we can... What happens if we... I think the mission screwed up. That really... This really sucks. I might get my ass kicked because I can't control the damn ships. I can do the smoke, so the buttons work. I just can't... Can I control my rudder? I guess we're going to end the battle. Alright. So, I guess we didn't encounter each other, and that's probably lucky, because for some reason I could not control my ships. And that was weird. That was definitely really weird. So, I guess we're going to call it lucky that things didn't go worse than they did. I'm probably going to reload the game just to play it on the safe side, because that's a little bit too weird. So. Alright, game is being buggy. Let's try this again. Here we go. Let's do this convoy. Got 5 of my light cruisers against 4 of their heavies. I don't like these odds, because those guys are going to really tear me up. But let's see what happens, and maybe I can... All I really do is just run away and keep my transports alive. I really want to get my battleships in here to wreck these guys, but... Alright, so this time I can at least control my ships. That's good. And if I combine my divisions together... Alright, so I can control my ships now. And they are to the southwest. So my guys are going to go away. My transports at least. And we're going to... We're going to smoke up and I'm not sure what those... Let's see how this works out. Oh, we got a hit. Oh, we got a fire on you, too. Alright, this may not be so bad. Oh, they're kind of tearing him up a little bit. I want to go to more of a normal formation. I really don't want them to sink my transports, but if I can take out their cruisers, I'll sacrifice the transport for cruise. Let's focus on you. And my guys are just letting them have it. Now, how good are these? Let's check out and see how good these cruisers actually are for a moment. So you guys are... You got okay armor, you know, it's 3.8 inches. That's pretty good. You've got maximum bulkhead, spacious quarters, pitch roll. They're pretty unstable compared to my guys, I think. All right, so they're having a bit of a harder time hitting me. So, oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. There we go, baby. That's right. Light them up. Light them up. Let's see if we can take out this injured guy. We're just going to kind of circle around and our Mark II guns. You know what? Do they have Mark I guns? What do they got? Those are Mark I's. And these are Mark I's. These are Mark I's, Mark I's, Mark I's. And they've got some torpedoes I got to watch out for. We've got a 1 kilometer range basically. Alright, so the Mark II guns are making a big difference. That's making a lot of difference there. Alright, so we're gonna keep circling, we're gonna kinda go in for the kill. Oh yeah. You are not having a good day. Not at all. Now, it only takes one good hit from you yahoos to ruin my day. So we're going to smoke up. And just keep on doing a little drive-by here. That's it. Just keep hammering him. Yeah, because we got 5 of my guys shooting at 1 of his, so we've got a relative localized advantage. But what I don't want is for you to fire off torpedoes at me, but I think we're safe. All right, so let's go find the next guy. This is good so far. I don't know how they penetrate the guy all the way over there, but all right. Kind of want you to focus down him because he's injured. Let's take him out next. What are you guys' maximum speed? 16 knots, 16.8 knots. We are way faster. The Chinese are not good at speed. And that's kind of how they've always been in all the games I've ever played with this game. So we are going to be fast and we are going to tear you up. There we go. Every little bit of damage helps. Yeah, you're getting messed up. These are crappy cruiser designs also. Let's pause for a moment and take a look at this guy here. So these are those really primitive coastal patrol cruisers where they've got like the big turret mounts, but they're just awful. Yeah, these things are really awful. These are kind of the beginning cruisers you get stuck with when you're playing the Americans also. Which is interesting, the Japanese are doing so well with their designs. There we go. 2 down. This might end up working out really well. Now this guy here is beat up. He's not going very fast. 12 knots, 11 knots, yeah. And we're fighting them at a range of about 5 kilometers. And we have reasonably good accuracy, and you guys, you're okay. 1.2 versus my 1.7. Well, we fire faster, I guess. So that's kind of the money there. We're throwing a lot of lead down range at you guys. I gotta cut in a little bit. I don't want to lose sight of these guys. My ammo's doing pretty good. Yeah, he's not hitting very well. I mean, we're not hitting very well either, but we got like 3 times the chance to hit that he does, so that's pretty good. Alright, so let's just cut you in, and there we go, baby. There we go. And we'll just kind of circle around and keep this up. We'll see how this goes. Keep up the good work, boys. Keep on firing. Yeah. Yeah, these guys are not having a good day. I like that they added in this auto change group leader, because it really messes up the formation when it decides to just change the group. There's a hit. We probably ought to switch to you, just because you're more damaged. And I want to at least sink you. I'm just circling like a bunch of angry piranhas. Oh yeah, there we go. And the other guy's just a little bit out of range, so he can't really do much about it. So it's really, we're fighting 5-on-1. Oh, now the other guy's starting to shoot. I got a little too close. The other guy's not shooting very often, though. I guess he doesn't have a good angle. Is one of his... Oh, his gun turret's destroyed. Let's pause that for just a moment. This guy here... His gun turret's destroyed. Look at that. Right up here, it's red. That gun's out. That's why he's not shooting at me. That's quite wonderful. Well, we're just going to keep on taking advantage of that. And we're going to keep throwing a lot of shells down at you. You know, all of our gun turrets are firing. We got the 5 and then the 2 on the side. The 5 center line, the 2 on the side. This is nice. These ships are working out really well. Especially for their first real battle. Let's cut back in and do another drive-by. And we're not using any torpedoes on the cruisers. I think the torpedoes are often easy targets to just explode. And since these guys are designed to go after small ships, not big ships, I don't really need torpedoes. Uh-oh. Let's go smoke up so you don't hit me again. Give you a chance to get that fire under control. No, we're not ending the battle yet. We're just getting this thing going. We're only halfway done. Once the smoke dissipates, they should come back into view. Please fire at the same target. Just focus them down pretty, please. I'm getting a little closer than I'd like. He's almost out of crew. They've taken 36.2 losses. Uh-oh. You, my friend, it is time for you to leave. Yeah, you are going to peace out because you took a bad hit. And you will continue the fight without him. Yep. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Well. Oh, crap. Please focus down the guy that's hitting the snot out of us. Yeah, we need to really finish these guys off. Hopefully he can make it. Wow, that is tight. Yeah, we need to gain a little bit of distance there. We want to stay close to the 5 kilometers. Yeah, I got a little too close and I got bit. Uh-oh, they're gonna shoot at him now. I gotta cut in and try and continue to present as a target. Please finish off the hurt guy. And you're going to... No, we can't let these guys go. Oh, he was the one who's spawning for them. This is getting pretty tense. %40 losses. If you could please finish him off. He's going to have a hard time spotting. I don't know if he can shoot anymore. There we go. So he surrendered due to high casualties. So now, finish off their last dude. And hopefully, hopefully he can make it out. We're going to cut around this way. I really want to draw him away from my injured dude. I mean, 30% casualties. He's having some problems. His captain's down. Engine's out. You know, the conning tower's damaged. Yeah, I mean, this guy's not doing great, but I gotta keep up the pressure and take him out. %32%. There we go. He's hurting pretty good. Can't believe the Nagara is still hanging in there. Alright, so his two front guns are messed up pretty bad. And he's taking on water now. A little bit. There we go. That's a nice hit. Alright, we're going to turn around. We're going to strafe him the other way. I want to stay in front of him because his front gun turrets are the ones that are damaged, and the back gun turret's doing kind of okay, so I don't want him shooting at me. So a lot of this is just positioning. Because we're acting kind of like a swarm of Somali pirates. 38, almost there. There we go. That's a nice hit. Yeah, you're in trouble. And I'm just so much faster than he is that he's having a hard time. Because even at full speed, he's only 16.8, and I'm going, 20 right now, 22. 21. I'm not quite, because I don't have the full... I've got some flaws, and I don't think I'll ever hit my top speed. Oh, gotta cut around and catch him again. We lost line of sight. Well, you're not going that fast. I know you're over here. There we go. Oh, you're trying to... Which way are you... You're trying to turn to get your back gun turret on me. That's pretty smart. Alright, well, I guess we're going to shoot you in the back. That was pretty smart pulling that little U-turn there. Hopefully, you don't hit me until I take something out. Oh, that was a good hit. You're in trouble. Yep, there we go. Alright, we won the battle. Our first real battle of the war, and we did quite well. We took out 4 of their ships. And the Nagara got hurt bad, but they didn't lose that many crew. He still gained a lot of experience. All his ammo got detonated. That's what took him out. But he only lost 18% of his crew. So we did pretty good. All right. Well, there's the opening salvo of the war. We got through getting everything set up. building our ships, designing them, upgrading them, and yeah, they already want peace. Well, yeah, we can go for peace. There's not really any reason to fight to the end. Although I could try and grab a territory for them if I beat them up some more. You know what? I think that I've got the advantage right now, and we're going to hit them a little harder and see if we can beat them up enough that they will capitulate. Formosa. Is that Taiwan? Yeah, that's probably Taiwan. Alright, so I'm going to wrap it up here for now. And we'll see where we go tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did like it, subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. You can also check out my website, bobtheorc.com, where you can download a free copy of my dad's book and some other things. Have a nice day. Goodbye.